The Cars franchise. Ever since the film's first release in 2006, it was Pixar's first okay film. Now, as much as the first film is actually pretty decent, with an enjoyable story and fun, if somewhat forgettable characters, the franchise is always known for being probably Pixar's weakest category. With a terrible sequel in Cars 2 and a surprisingly okay sequel in Cars 3, we now have Cars on the Road, a Disney Plus series that centers around Lightning McQueen and everyone's least favorite Pixar character, Mater. They go on a road trip for Mater's sister's wedding. Hi there, it's me, the Average Critic. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and smash the like button to see more videos just like this one, and let's talk about Cars on the Road. Why does it exist? Cars on the Road, similar to Dug Days, is a small series where the episodes are only around 10 minutes long, but whereas Dug Days is an enjoyable simple watch expanding on a comedy character we love, Cars on the Road expands on a character we don't love. One of the best things about Cars 3 was the lack of the character of Mater, and we got to focus more on Lightning McQueen, a character we actually like and find funny. But Cars on the Road places Mater on the front, and I can't think why. First, it is nice to see most of the cast return. At first, I did think it might have been an actor doing their best Owen Wilson impression, but it is always good to hear his voice voicing the character, so seeing them all reprise their roles is definitely enjoyable to watch. Cars on the Road is a very quick series, instantly driving the story very quickly through its stories of Mater and McQueen travelling to see Mater's sister for her wedding. The jokes get thrown very quickly, and most of them die quite quickly. That being said, this series can be quite funny from time to time. Most of them when it's nodding to famous cinema like 1 Million Years BC, and my personal favourite episode, which is one clever spoof of The Shining. But apart from that, that's kind of it. Obviously, it's going to rely on Mater being the source of comedy, who granted isn't as bad as he was in Cars 2. Similar to something like the first Cars movie, Mater can be funny, but only when adding his interactions with Lightning McQueen, and there you have two characters bouncing off each other. But the humour is pretty basic. It's nothing compared to the duo of Mike and Sully in Monsters Inc., or even Marlin and Dory in Finding Nemo, who has the similar classic dim-witted character. I find myself asking a lot, who is this show for? Obviously, with the episodes only being a little longer than 10 minutes, and the fact that the Cars franchise is more heavily marketed towards children, it's an easy mark. But when you have an entire episode based off one of the biggest horror movies ever, who is that for? Not to mention, there is something I was quite happy about, is that there are no stupid fart jokes or crude humour similar to something like Cars 2. Even the intro has a very simple lyric sounding song, like a Saturday morning cartoon, and I don't mean the good kind. It all just feels very simple and pretty basic. I do have to give the obvious praises for the animators of the show, as once again Pixar knock it out the park with the animation. It's beautiful to look at, it's very colourful, not just for children but for adults too, and the writing never feels boring. For a quick 10-minute episode, it gets in, tells its story, and doesn't overstay its welcome. All episodes have a different style and genre, giving each episode its own fun narrative. As I said, for me, the funniest episode was the Shining episode, but I was completely turned off by the purely musical Trucks episode. You'll all have the ones you hate, and you'll all have the ones you really enjoy. I think if this show was longer, it would become more annoying, but it kinda doesn't. It does have a coherent narrative about enjoying the moments with the people you care about, but it doesn't seem to hit it half as hard as Doug in Dug Days, asking if he is just a pet. The reason I'm being so harsh is because Pixar have always told mature and deep layered stories. And sure, the Cars sequels feel like pulling on a thin thread to salvage the series, but Cars on the Road doesn't feel like anything. Monsters at Work was quite disappointing to me, but you can watch the show and at least see the love and care they are putting into it. It may not work all the time, but it at least feels real and genuine. Cars on Their Own is fine as a comedy, it's fine as a quick kids TV show, it's fine as an added version of the franchise, with Pixar trying to create a narrative around a theme and an idea. We get introduced to new characters who, you guessed it, are just fine. I ask myself, why does this series exist? The Cars sequels are a result of John Lasseter's passion for the project and trying to make a fun story, even though the second one fails kinda miserably. But Cars on the Road, I don't know who this is for. Kids, watch a million better cartoon shows out there. Adults, watch Dug Days, as it contains a much funnier story and deep themes about our pets. And Pixar lovers, you will even be more satisfied with Cars 3, because at least you can see what they were trying to do. Cars on the Road feels like they didn't quite know what they were writing. It's all nice as some fun parodies of some movies, but again, kids won't get any of them. And due to Mater being, well, Mater, the parody becomes tainted. As a guy who grew up watching the parody king Mel Brooks in films like Men in Tights and Blazing Saddles, I'm a huge fan of parody in films, but only works if you write your own fun and interesting characters. Mater isn't. I would have preferred a series with McQueen and Cruz working on their friendship from Cars 3, as that was the best part of that movie. Instead, we go back to the worst part of all the movies, which is Mater, and I just can't think why. Cars on the Road isn't a waste of time. Watch it, you can get it all done in about an hour, but everything is just average. The comedy hits sometimes, the music is a little childish but works for what it is, but Cars on the Road just feels exactly what it's made for. It's just sort of average for everyone. Kids will find it okay, adults will find it okay, hell, even I find it just okay. So after all that, it gets my professional rating of 5 out of 10. And my personal rating of 5 out of 10 as well. I don't know what else to say. This series is absurdly odd. I know some of you will love this series, and some of you will downright despise it. It's all very vanilla and fine. But let me know in the comment section your thoughts on the series. Do you agree with me, or did you enjoy every second of the series? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and click the notification bell for more weekly videos. If you have any ideas for future videos, make sure to let me know in the comment section or on my Twitter, Instagram, or even my TikTok if you're interested. But thank you so much for watching me in this video, and I will see you all in the next one.